While walking through the woods, we noticed strange arrows on the ground. Following them, we found a new Spanish army ration in a bear hollow. So, I decided to make a cool video for you, in which we'll spend the whole day in a forest eating the daily ration of the Spanish army soldier. Let's cut open the package. For breakfast, we are offered two kinds of biscuits. One of them is salty and the other is sweet. They look very thick and nutritious, but at the same time they are very hard. The salty and the sweet ones can't be distinguished in any way. Before having breakfast, Spaniards recommend wiping your hands with napkins soaked in alcohol so that you don't get worms. And we definitely don't need worms. To start with, I must note that this kit lacks beverages, and we have only instant coffee in the morning. A bit later, we are pleased with this blue box, inside of which we found some canned fish. Wow, I suppose it's tuna in some kind of oil. It's quite an expensive fish, so it's rarely found in dry rations. The water is boiling, so we can make our coffee. Add a little sugar included in the package. Also, we have a pack of jam made out of some unidentified fruit. The consistency is soft and pleasant, and the jam itself is very tasty. In addition, we have this small crunchy chocolate bar. You'd be surprised, but that's all we have for breakfast. The main dish is missing, and that makes me a bit sad. Fortunately, Mother Nature decided to cover the flanks of the Spanish dry ration and grew some edible hass food clover near the breakfast place, which provided us with the calories lacking in this not-so-nourishing breakfast. On the other hand, the Spanish took care of their soldiers' fresh breath, including this gum with an expiry date up to 2035. We have taken too little water on a hike, so we are looking for a place to replenish our supplies. Unfortunately, the only thing nature can offer is a stream with muddy water and a bunch of small crustaceans rushing somewhere. Fortunately, 3 days ago the Chinese sent us a wonderful device that will help us turn this muddy water into a crystal clear one. First of all, we fill a plastic Coke bottle found right in the woods with the water from the stream and make sure it's far from clean. Now, screw our filter on its neck instead of the cap. Slightly squeeze the bottle and get clean filtered water, which according to the Chinese is already drinkable. Let's pour it back into the bottle and check its transparency. If you don't want to spend several minutes squeezing the bottle, you can use any plastic bag and gravity. In this case, we need this special nozzle. Use it to pierce the bag. Insert it into the resulting hole and secure it with a nut with rubber gaskets to avoid leaks. Now it's time to fill the bag with water from the stream. After hanging it on a branch, we observe a fairly strong jet of water coming out of the faucet. That's exactly what we needed. The only step left is to attach the filter and the provided hoses to the bag and watch gravity push the water through the filter. Also, you can screw a bottle to the filter on the other side, and the water will be drawn directly into it. That's how we got clean water. Now it's time to move on to lunch. According to the instructions, we have pasta and meatballs for the main course. To heat the dish, we will use a special bag with chemical substances, which accordingly heats up the food when it comes into contact with water. It is not so easy to handle because of the pressure, and you can get easily burned by the hot air. Dangerous stuff. Here are 2 more packages of biscuits we had for breakfast, and a bag of potato soup that must be poured with a cup of hot water. The beverage for lunch is a lemon tonic, and we'll pour it with filtered water. It tastes like Sprite. The main dish is already warmed up. It looks mouth-watering. In addition to the significant amount of pasta and delicious sauce, we can also find as many as 5 large and flavorful meatballs. And that's not all. As a bonus, we get a small metal can with various nuts and raisins to supply the soldiers with the required nutrients. In general, the lunch was very nice and diverse, unlike the breakfast. We left some nuts for the squirrels and continued on our way. I always get excited when I come across these houses on sticks in the woods, because each of them is unique and their interior is arranged differently. Needless to say, I want to climb upstairs and look into it, even though this hunting tower is very old and the floor is rotten. There is a risk of falling down, but my desire to check it out is way stronger. Instead of a door, it has a blanket fixed with nails. Wow, there's a real king's throne with a cushion inside. Do you have any ideas about who could have brought it here? It truly is a luxury in the middle of the woods. Looks like no one has been here for a long time, because the armchair is gnawed by some animal, maybe a hare. Still, you can sit on it and wait for your prey. After a day of walking, we got hungry, so we decided to camp near a pine stump and unpack our dinner. And that's when we realized that this ration pack contained cutlery. It's made of rather fragile plastic, and the knife has broken along the way. The first thing we take are these strange vacuum-packed fruits. They look like large grapes with big seeds. I don't remember their name, but they are very delicious and sweet. For the main dish, we have this package with an unspecified content, and this time we decided not to use a chemical heater as it is less environmentally friendly than a regular gas one. We had a few biscuits left over from lunch, but at that moment I noticed something moving on the stump. Goodness, these are some kind of alive sticks that can move on their own. What kind of magic is this, I thought. Taking a closer look, I noted that all these sticks were dragged by some strange creature. It seemed to be a small caterpillar or a larva. Why would it drag all this stuff somewhere? I mean, it was so large and heavy. Later, I realized that it might have been its armor or camouflage. After all, ants and other bugs can't do anything to the caterpillar with this armor. While the larva is crawling away, we take the strawberry jam and spread some of it on the cracker. Meanwhile, we put the other part of the jam into a cup, pour some water, and after stirring, we get a delicious strawberry beverage. The main dish is warmed up, and here we have pieces of meat mixed with big nuts, the amount of which is greater than that of the potatoes. I've never eaten such a strange dish, but it's actually very tasty and nutritious. Also, the Spaniards put another chocolate bar and a bar of dried fruits and nuts for dinner. In the meantime, our sandwich with jam got covered in free protein, and we should quickly eat it before it runs away.